Hey, how's it going out there? There's
Yo,
two birds, one show. I'm DeeTer, that's my buddy Ricky, and our guest for tonight is Brett. How's it going out there? What are you all drinking tonight?
I had to get a nose on that bitch. That's fucking nice. That is
What?
very green from Treehouse.
Oh man,
I mean
nice.
that's right there. Probably my top three all time favorite IPAs. Just for me, it's one of the best in the world. And it's fresh and it smells amazing. It's fantastic.
I'm sure people that watch the show know that we talk about craft beer and sports. And Treehouse is a brewery in Massachusetts. Well, we talk about quite often, and that's just a great beer brewery right there. It looks like a fantastic beer. You got anything going on there, Brett?
Yeah, I had a hard week at darts, so I'm drinking one of these. Bush NA, the notes on it. My God.
Nice.
I'm just
Bush NA? So what's NA stand for?
non-alcohol.
Really? Wow, look at you, man. Wow. Man, this is a show back-to-back that, nobody's drank alcohol, and it's we're
Yeah,
alcohol show. But hey,
Well,
yeah.
it's
Roll with the punches, you know what I mean? Roll with the punches.
Hey, technically it's still beer.
Yeah, it is still beer. Yep. So I got myself a nice red amber IPA with a double nugget nectar, and this is from Trogs out of PA, Hershey, PA. The regular nugget nectar is fantastic. The double is awesome. It's like an 8%er. It's a nice heavy hitter, and yeah, man. If you ever get a chance, Trogs is one of the best brewery tours I've ever had, man. It's such a good spot. And you got the Hershey Park too, the theme park and all right there. But cheers.
Cheers. Good beer, by the way. The double nugget nectar is a fantastic beer. Oh yeah, it's good to be back on. I missed last week. I had
What's up, Ant? Thanks for joining the show, buddy.
That's my buddy. He stopped into my bar on Monday. Awesome, always hanging out with you. Is awesome, man. One of the coolest people in the beer game. Man, respect, big kid.
Yeah, so sorry for last week. I tried to go mobile with the show. I had the laptop going, and I was like going to go get my brother on, man. It just was not working, man.
It's all right because actually, I held us up on Thursday. I had a medical procedure, so wasn't able to do Thursday. But thankfully, all was good with that, and it was all right. And listen, it gave us a week off, kind of recoup, and it's good to have a week off sometimes.
The last show was great, though, man. Thanks a lot for Dave Dinger for coming on. What a great host, man. Yeah, and such knowledge of sports and getting that perspective of being behind the camera. What a great dude, man. Thanks a lot for being on the show, man.
Thanks for being on, Dave. You're class act, dude, man. Respect, yo.
Yeah.
And his dad is one of my all-time favorite writers in Philadelphia sports history, the best in the biz as far as I'm concerned, Ray Dittinger. So may have respected our whole family. Philadelphia Hall of Famer, Ray Dittinger.
Yep. But tonight we have our guest Brett, who is a wizard with the darts, right? How'd you make out this last week at the dart tournament, right?
I don't know if I'm a wizard, but we were kind of laughing about it. So South Dakota has
there's a little bit of clicking when you talk, right? Do you get that, Ricky, or is that just me?
I didn't hear it yet. No.
Okay, all right. Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, I still
music
hear it
on in the background. Is that messing anything up?
No, I don't know. It's just it. But go ahead. It'll be fun.
Okay.
We'll see.
Well, when they have the dart tournament in Sioux Falls, the state dart tournament, it's the largest dart tournament in the nation.
Nice.
In the nation. Wow.
It's impressive.
So this one is about 60 or 70% of it was on the other side of the state. It was out in the Black Hills. To kind of put it in perspective, I was in B division, and you've got A, AA, and AAA, which is pro, above us. And in my division, it started with 48 teams and whittled it down to 3, and we got third in the team game.
Now, how many is in a team? How many?
Four people in the team game.
The team
in doubles. One of the guys that I'm on the team with, we were one game short of getting into the money. If we would have had another win, we would have got some cash. But we cooled off and just kind of slowed up at the wrong time.
Ah.
I got to ask something too, because I love being educated in sports. I fucked around playing darts, for fun. But how does darts work? Like, how do you do the scoring in darts? Like, are you trying to hit the bullseye every time, or is it's more intricate than that?
So in the nation, we play soft tip, where if you look over in Europe, they play steel tip.
Right.
The steel tip darters, the bullseye is split, is how we refer to it. So the outer ring is worth 25 and the dead center black is worth 50. In soft tip, the bullseye, the whole thing is worth 50. So the only things that are higher than that are the trip 17, 18, 19, and 20. Well, if you look, there's the bullseye. Now here's the triple. It's substantially different in size. And so most people, especially in the soft tip, a perfect game is considered a 10 dart out. And I had an 11 dart out at the tournament, which was probably kind of one of the neatest games I've ever had. Out of 11 shots, 10 of them were bulls. And the one bull that I missed, I accidentally hit a 1. And that's what left me with, because you play 501.
So the scoring, are you trying to get to a certain number? Is that like the goal? Like,
501.
Oh, so you're trying to whittle down a number?
Yep, trying to whittle down as fast as you can.
Okay.
And you have to get it right to the one point, right?
Yep. If you go over, you bust. And then in the team games, when you're playing with a partner, even doubles or whatever, they have a freeze out rule on there, which is kind of it's a form of handicapping, or if you watch drag racing and they beat their time, it's a breakout number. So if my partner, let's say I'm shooting and I'm down to 50, so I need one bull to go out, and my partner has 100. And the two guys that we're playing against, they got a 20 and a 60. If you had that 20 and 60 up, that's under 100, and so I technically can't take it out. I can shoot the 1.
Okay.
All right.
Now,
learn something every week.
Is the tournament over, or are you still in it?
No, the team game that we got third in started Friday, and it finished Sunday afternoon. We were on the road heading home about 11:30 or so, and so
that's pretty awesome.
The doubles started on Wednesday, singles were on Tuesday, and then the really, really bad teams, they start on Thursday.
Now,
it said I guess through darts too.
Yep. Yeah, I said hard to throw darts. When you had a few in, mad respect, like bowling.
That's called aiming fuel.
Well, I was talking to this before. Like, darts in this area haven't been so big. Playing pool at the bars and stuff like that. Playing pool was always a big thing in this area, and even that's kind of like winding down a little bit. But
shout out to Pittsburgh Bill. He's a big dart thrower. Sorry,
is he? Oh, okay, nice. So, how long have you been throwing darts there, Brett?
When I was in the Navy, it was really odd because when I left, if you went into a bar, the pool tables all had their quarter slots to put your quarter, and you had to get the pool table, you had to win the table, and you had to
Right.
set your quarters up. Well,
Right.
down in Mississippi, it was the opposite. The quarters were on the machines, and if you wanted to throw, you had to do that. Well, I like competition.
Yeah.
So we started doing that. Well, you can't put a pool table out on a ship, but you can put a dartboard up. You get some of those rocky seas. My God, you get pretty accurate.
I never even thought about that. That is something else, man. Because in Japan, I threw a lot of darts, you know what I mean? But I was always at the bars, and it was always like divisional. You know, it would be like this division or this workshop, that workshop competition. But that's so funny to set something up on the ship and do that, man. That's fucking hilarious.
That's what we did for 6. Well, I mean, that was kind of our entertainment. Is we had a dartboard in the shop, and we threw it.
Something to keep you busy. Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's a fucking cool story.
You know, here awesome. This last weekend, there was I calculated it out, and there was around 4,000 people for the dart tournament for the weekend. You know,
that's awesome, man.
Entourages. Well, there's a lot of athletes in South Dakota. You know.
What?
It was kind of fun because you'd go into the arena and you kind of look around and you're like,
oh shit,
man, I'm in a house full of athletes right now. You got guys that are 5'8", 350 pounds with a cigarette hanging out of their mouth, like, man, that's good darts. Give me some knuckles, you know. It was fun. It's a great time. Everybody's pretty.
I thought it was a state tournament. I didn't know it was national tournament, man. That's fucking really cool.
Well, yeah, it's the largest tournament in the nation when it's in Sioux Falls. This one was in Rapid, but next year it's generally the largest. They pretty much every hotel in Sioux Falls, which is our biggest city, all the conference rooms are locked up with dartboards. The arena where they play hockey and indoor football, they're lined up. I mean, excuse me. It's a there's not a lot to do in the wintertime here.
Is that where Dallas Goddard's from? South Dakota?
Yep. He's up by Aberdeen.
Okay.
That's awesome, man. Well, you guys want to hop into some football? Like, what's it? The combine coming in, right?
Combine just started. Yeah. The combine. I don't know. I don't put much into it. I get it. I know why they do it. I think it's the next step. You got combine, then we'll have free agency, and then the draft. I don't know who looks what or who's running what. I do know I'd like to follow who the Eagles interview on the side because I think you only get a certain amount of players you can actually interview. And I like to follow because it gives you a good idea of not only who they're looking at, but what positions. And I saw they had a personal interview with Jeremiah Trotter Jr., who I think would be a fantastic pick at pick 20. Awesome. That kid's a beast. And it'd be great PR for the team. I mean, a team that we had a little bit of a rocky road year doing something like that. I mean, you bring the PR right up for the team with a pick like that. Plus, we haven't drafted a linebacker in the first round in like 40 years.
Now, what position are you looking for the Eagles? What do you think we need to build up?
I think it's got to go defense heavy. I mean, listen, there's a lot of positions every team needs, but I think this team needs defense. And I would start with linebacker. Our linebackers were horrendous this year. These guys were laying tackles left and right. I never saw so many guys not want to make a tackle. Get these guys out. Vic Fangio won't put up with that shit. He's going to hold guys accountable. And Vic Fangio defensives typically have good linebacker play. And so I wouldn't be shocked. Listen, I still like Nakobe Dean, but dude, you got to get on the field, man. I understand it's not your fault you get hurt, but availability is one of the biggest abilities. We need you to get on the field, dude. And I think maybe getting a guy to grow up with him in the league, like a Jeremiah Trotter Jr., might be a great thing. Let them two guys come up together.
Now, with the Vikings, man, where do you think your downside is there, Brett?
Quarterback.
You guys are letting Cart walk, aren't you?
Yeah, right.
If Danielle Hunter, if he walks, like, that guy's a beast for a defensive end, and
I'd love to have him on Eagles.
Oh, he's a stud.
He is.
But you saw, and maybe last year when I was being all pessimistic about it, it could have just been that defense hadn't quite figured out how to play with Brian Flores yet. Because after they kind of got going, it was the same group as the year before.
I think last year you predicted a little lower wins than they actually got, right? I mean,
well, I said their start of the schedule, I'd be happy at 3-4, and they were 3-4 after the first 7 games, but they started off 1-4, and then they got hot, rattled off some games, and then Cousins got hurt. It all depends on if they let Hunter and Cousins walk. Like,
let me ask you something. Do you think if Cousins walks, is quarterback the priority pick for you guys up there? Is that your first round pick? Because it is a deep quarterback draft.
I would think it would have to be.
Yeah.
But and even if they do work out a deal and Cousins comes back, I still think quarterback is up there.
Sure.
They got the 15th pick. Cousins is 35 years old.
You good point.
He's 35 years old. He's only been playing short-term contracts, and he wants it all guaranteed. And statistically speaking, he's absolutely worth it. I just don't like.
Yeah, seriously. I had this argument with old Sailor fucking Len, the Ravens fan, all the time. He always buries Cousins. I'm like, dude, he's a good quarterback. He puts up great. I feel like he passes for 4,000 yards every year.
But the problem, and I watch a lot of Kirk Cousins, obviously. The problem with Kirk Cousins is when the game is on the line and it's 4th and 8 and he completes it at 4th and 2. And he does that shit a lot.
Wow. That's
the issue that I have with Kirk Cousins is when you have to get it to your playmaker and throw it up. Very seldom does he take that chance. He's very, very
conservative,
safe, conservative.
Well,
yes,
he's a pocket player. I mean, if you watch that Netflix, the quarterbacks, like you can
really
see different types of workouts. You know what I mean? Kirk Cousins, he's more mental. He's wearing a goddamn brain sensor cap on, trying to get more awareness, trying to read the defense, this and that. And then you have Mahomes working out like a monster. He had a whole gym that he's every day at. It's a different type of quarterback, and it's all the scheme of how you want to play the game, I guess. But he's a great quarterback. But I guess his injury, kind of put the Vikings at a, what are you going to do kind of level. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's no chance of him coming back, right? He's out.
I don't think so. I think he wants to come back. I think the Vikings want him to come back.
Right.
But I think they also want him to be a little bit more realistic. Since he's been there, and I don't even know if that's the right word, because he's got a legitimate gripe. Every single sport, with the exception of football, they have guaranteed contracts. And every contract he's had, it's always been a guaranteed contract.
Can I ask you, you seem like a pretty diehard Vikings fan, like we are Eagles fans. Let me ask you, as a Viking, do you want him back?
You know what the difference between the Vikings and the Eagles are? The Vikings got a better draft pick. The Vikings very seldom are in that top 5, top 4, top 3.
Where are you guys at this year?
Middle of the road, right where we always.
No,
are.
I mean,
15.
Okay, 15.
Yep.
So you don't want him to resign?
You know how many old people are dying off that really want a Viking Super Bowl that ain't getting one? It'd be nice to see one before I go, and I'm 42. It's coming up.
Can you win one? Can you win one with him in your honest opinion?
No.
Really? Then all right. There's your answer. And you know what's crazy? I don't know if I'm going over line saying it. I don't know if we can win a Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts. I know, maybe I almost did, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that might have been our best shot. We'll see.
You know what?
We overshot 2 years ago when we got to the Super Bowl, and then I don't think we're getting back anytime soon.
And undershot this year.
Yeah,
listen, and don't by any means. I hope nobody gets me wrong and thinks I am a Jalen Hurts guy. I don't want to get rid of him, but I wonder. I'm like, man, was that his best shot last year? Because you can't have a better game than he had in the Super Bowl. You statistically, it's probably the best game a quarterback's ever had in the Super Bowl, and we still lost. I don't know. Maybe we need some other area of the team to help us win, make us win at a defense. Maybe.
It's tough out there, and it's only going to get tougher. You know what I mean? Like, you're going in with the guys you know that didn't do it the year before, and you're going up against younger talent. And
I think you got to cut down on some of this. I know I saw Howie's press conference, like James Bradbury's part of our plan, so is Slay. Listen, you got to let the young guys get in there and trial by fire. Let them learn. Get Eli Ricks in there, get Kaylee Ringo in there, get Mario Goodrich in there. Let the young kids play. Nothing against Darius Slay, and keep him if you want, but get James Bradbury the fuck out of here. Seriously, the guy got. He's not a cornerback anymore. Move him to safety then. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like.
And he was another one with the Ole tackling. Ole letting guys just run by. I can't stand that shit.
The defense is going to need some work. I'm glad that we have
that's the biggest area of change we need. And Fangio, I think, is the guy to do it.
I'm glad we have our offensive line back. I wish that we had
Kelce, though, the Hall of Famer.
He's come back. Jason, he's come back, man.
Is he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. He announced it.
He said it yesterday.
I think he announced it a couple weeks
did he really?
Yeah, he's come back. Yeah, he's definitely coming back.
Listen, I'm all over the sports wire all day, every day, and I work at a sports bar. I don't know. I don't think so, man. That wouldn't have slipped by me.
No.
Okay.
He definitely said it. I bought a whole picture of him.
So you're saying he came out and said, I'm playing in 2024.
Yeah.
Okay, well, after the show, I did not see that.
Yeah.
And if anybody's watching and you saw that, please let me know. Listen, I'm on sports all day, every day. I didn't see it. All right. Hey, I hope so.
Brett lives in South Dakota, and he heard it.
Doesn't mean I'm believing what you guys are saying. I'm saying I haven't seen it. Look, Brett in South Dakota can say a lot of things, but until I fucking see it.
Listen. My daughter told me that Taylor Swift's boyfriend was coming back to play football.
There you go. So, like I said, like I said in the beginning of the conversation, we're going to be without the Hall of Famer, Jason Kelce. So, yes, DeeTer, to your point, the offensive line is coming back. But how does that shuffle? Do you move Cam Jurgens in the center, and now you have to replace our right guard in the draft? Because we did draft Jurgens to replace Kelce.
Yeah, I would like to build up a running game, man. Our running game is just not existing, man.
I agree, but I think the point here, though, is I think where we were trying to figure out is if Kelce does retire. I love the running game more than anybody. That's why I love Michigan football. But you have to replace Cam Jurgens if he's sliding in the center. And how do you do that? Do you use your first round, your second round? I mean, it's going to be interesting because I still think you need to go defense heavy.
I'm pretty sure Jason's not going to retire. So I think we're all good on that. Yeah, I think we're all good there. What I would like to see is some kind of linebacker in the draft and some kind of running back. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, that's what I was just saying. Oh, nice. Is that Guinness? Yikes.
Kid's got heart.
Yeah, DeeTer, I got to agree with you. That's why when I was leading off with that, with Jeremiah Trotter Jr., dude, take him at 22. It's the perfect pick. Trotter here was a legend, dude. This can only help the morale of this team in this city.
Yeah, I'm all about that. Yeah, bringing Philly local players back, But, Jesus Christ, this thing looks like fucking sludge. You guys are going to be fucking surprised about this beer.
What are you drinking? Fucking Coors NA?
Not me. No, that's him.
Oh, is that the
Terrible.
matcha one?
Yeah, dude.
Nice. Is that the
Toxic
green
Earth.
one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, fuck, no can art,
That's
dude.
actually a good beer.
I've yet to have it. My buddy Jeff told me like definitely pick it up because Bobcat had it. So just letting the
I like it. It's a good beer. I think I did a review on Craft Beer Critics early on before I started Rick's Beer Adventures.
is a green color, and I drank a lot of like green tea and such, but I don't know about that in my beer, man.
It's good.
My name is Matt, and I like to juice. Juicing is good. Juice is so good.
There's some celery in it, and maybe some
got your
some
vitamins?
kale, some
Kiwi.
kale and kiwi.
I got to get a beer. I'm back.
Oh my god, that is fucking good though. Holy shit, man, that is really good. I would not expect that.
You know what my wife and I like to drink?
What's that?
Irish car bombs. We're trying to make an Irish car bomb.
Yeah, I don't know about Irish car bombs, but Irish car bombs are so good.
Awesome. Yep.
Well, I'm excited. A local bar around us, Kid Rips. Shout out to Kid Rips. I was out there today. They had a little bit of problem with their nitrous line or some beer line, so we only had like a beer there. Then we went to somewhere else. But St. Patty's Day, they always do a good time, and they have a Kilkenny on tap. And I don't know if you ever had Kilkenny. It's one of my favorite beers. It's like a Guinness, but it's a red color Guinness. It's like a Smittix. You ever had Smittix? No. All right. Well, it's a red Irish ale is what they call it.
You talking about Kilkenny?
And, yeah. Kid Rips has it on deck, and I'm pretty sure they're waiting for St. Patty's Day or something like that, you know. But yeah, it's one of my favorite beers. What you got going on there, Ricky?
Well, I was just drinking Very Green, so now I'm going to take it down. I'm going to downshift a little bit. I'm going to go with just green. Only about 7.5%, I believe, as opposed to the Very Green, which is lighting out here stuff 8.3. So definitely downshifting it. So we're in a Korean soju.
Soju. Oh man, it's like a vodka. It's an Asian vodka, I believe. Soju or Japanese. I could be wrong, but man,
that's pretty awesome.
At the dart tournament, there was an Irish bar named Wobbly Bobbly, and
nice.
They had fish tacos and calamari that was as good as I'd ever had.
Fish tacos.
Excellent old fashions. And then this other place called the Windsor Block had whiskey that was like in an old library, and they had to like run a ladder back and forth and then climb up and down to get the whiskey off the shelves.
No shit.
It's fucking awesome.
It was a lot of fun. The office is behind a little closet door.
In South Dakota, on your fish tacos, what's the fish of choice up there? Like sturgeon, or you know what I mean? Like fucking great northern pike? No, I'm serious, because all over the country, wherever you go, fish tacos, you're going to get a different fish a lot of places you go.
It's usually cod.
Cod,
no, okay.
Yeah, cod or halibut. Some
about a herring up there, or am I thinking of more fucking Swedish?
No.
You want like a white fish, a white meaty fish.
Definitely.
I think you could do it with walleye, and it'd be pretty awesome. Or perch. They'd be good there too. But
you ice fish up there, you guys? Is that a South Dakota thing?
This is such a weird beer, man.
Big time.
Nice. That is an odd beer, but it's good beer.
Yeah. Now, with the ice fishing, do you guys like Is it set up for a while? You know, maybe you cut the hole and you set up like a tent and you could go back and forth to it, because it's got to take a lot of work to drill into that hole, and it's got to be frozen for a while. So it's like, how do you do it?
This year was it was a warm winter, but on a typical winter, these ice shacks are as nice as any camper you've ever seen now.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll pull them out, set them up, spend the night, and they got a little bell on their hook, and when a fish grabs it, they get out of their bed, out of their bedroom, their bunks, and they kind of fish all night. And if the ice is really good, you know, they'll leave it out there for weeks.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, like, if you're going to sit there and take the time to drill a hole in like inches of ice and set up the shack, I mean, it's got to be out there for a little bit of time. You know what I mean? Not just like a one-day visit or so, right?
A lot of people, a lot of families will do it like on weekends, like to go out Friday, stay till Sunday. But there's plenty of guys that are like, you know what? I paid $50,000 for this ice shack. I ain't leaving it out here.
Damn.
Yeah, shit.
They got a $70,000 diesel pickup pulling it, or $100,000 diesel pickup now, and a $50,000 ice shack. They're coming off the ice in a day. Like, and I get that too.
You pull up a lot of fish, right, Ben? Because you're like this one hole in this whole fucking lake or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there's not like a whole lot of people ice fishing, so to say, right?
No, the lakes are packed.
Oh, are they? Wow.
Yeah, the lakes are packed. A lot of these ice shacks now, like Ice Castle is a real high-end name brand. You'll see them out on the campsites, backed into the campsites, and they got AC and heat on them.
Shit, that's awesome.
Damn.
That's
It's like a
cool,
fucking
man.
vacation.
Yeah.
Yep. But
Actually, I wouldn't mind taking a vacation like that. Taking like a nice little 5-day vacation and ice fish for a few days. That'd be fucking.
Right.
well, there's a lot of science with it. If we get a lot of snow, there's a lot of kill off. Like the sun needs to be able to get through the ice and keep the fish going. Otherwise, they kind of slow up and just kind of hibernate. Or in some cases, if there's no oxygen in the water, they die off or go to sleep.
I know with the koi pond I have to have like a bubbler going to make sure there's oxygen in the water, because if it freezes over, all the toxins that they produce, like, you know, the waste or whatever, will pollute the water, and there's no escape for it. So anytime I know it's going to be like really cold, I either put the heater out there or some kind of bubbler to just get a little water movement or whatever. But I had my koi fish now for, I would say, like 3 or 4 years. They're doing pretty good.
You can't eat those.
No, you can't eat that. No, that's a carp. It's a fancy carp. But when I was in Japan, I went to a lot of temples, and I always see these like beautiful kois, and I it's just something I always liked. And now that I have it in my backyard, it's pretty cool to see. It's just sort of a relaxing experience, if you would.
Sure.
Yeah, so.
Sure. We all need hobbies.
Right.
Mine's darts.
So, hockey guy, man. Hockey teams out there?
Me?
Yeah.
No
hockey. All right. The Flyers been doing pretty good.
Speaking of hockey, you know who looked good the other night? Beating the Lightning, whooping their ass after they basically dominated us for like the last 15 years, maybe more. It was nice to get a win against them. After 2 heartbreaking losses last weekend, 2 one-goal games against the Rangers, who are at the top of the league point-wise, that would have been a nice win to try to steal. And then losing a close game and in a shootout the next night against Pittsburgh in a 7-6 game. I mean, the 2 heartbreakers. But listen, they rebounded. They showed character. They didn't let the 2 heartbreaking losses kind of weigh them down. They came out with a huge win against a team you're fighting. There's the same amount of points you're fighting with. That was a dogfight win. That was a fucking badass win.
But even our losses, they're playing good. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know. I know.
Was it last Saturday? That fight, man, was impressive, man.
Listen, Delorier is about 6'1", probably
He's
225,
overshooting,
230.
man.
Dude,
He's up there punching high,
he's
dude.
like 6'7", dude. He's like 265,
insane.
and Delorier just stood with him, man. That was badass. Cause shout out
And
to
he
him.
got
Taps
the
to the
shirt.
stick for him.
He got the shirt over the head, dude, and start rifling. I was so impressed, dude. That's like old school fucking fighting, man. And this team, they're fast and they're fighters, and that's what you want in this day and age. Like,
Well, but what you see, I love is they're taking on the personality of the head coach, and John Tortorella is about accountability. Listen, you better forecheck and you better play good defense before you get to do anything and play as a team. He's not looking for one guy to have 50 goals. He's like, dude, I want to have 12 guys with 16 goals. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I love it. Yeah. And they're a defensive minded team. They forecheck. They play responsible. Their penalty kill is probably the best in the league. It is the best in the league rank wise. And I think they have like 9 shorthanded goals this year, which leads the league. It's huge. That's the coach right there. His influence on the team.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the talk of why this team is doing so well. Like, it wasn't supposed to be doing this great.
No.
Is it the coach or is it the players? Do you think?
I think in this instance, it's the coach. Sometimes it's the players in some sports, but in this instance, it's definitely the coach. You had a lot of these same players here, before he came in, they were just garbage. It was a bottom of the barrel league. They needed a leader. Yeah. They needed someone to come in and show them the way. They were like, show me how to win, and I'll do whatever you tell me. And that's what he's doing. He's like, listen, and they're following, and it's going to pay off. I think this is the beginning. I think, this is a team that each year it goes on probably get deeper in the playoffs.
Nice. Well, let's move on to some baseball. You got any baseball there, Brett?
Go Twins.
The Twinkies.
I absolutely love baseball.
I love baseball too. I do.
It's such a just a romantic game, I guess the only way.
Yeah.
Like,
amen.
Yeah, exactly. That's a fucking perfect example. It's not
it's
aggressive.
Game.
It's not fast paced. It's just classy.
That's why.
Game.
Let me ask you, Brett. Were you all for all these new rules of like, let's change the game? And let's just change all that, and with the pitch clock and the bigger bases, and you throw over the first, and you can have pitcher. Listen, maybe some people like them, but you're changing the game. You're saying the game you have isn't good enough.
I really don't mind the pitch clock. I really
actually don't either. I wanted to hate it so bad, and I tried last year.
Yeah, last year, man, you wanted to hate it, man. I don't mind it. I really don't mind it. I don't either.
I'll be honest with you, I don't.
But I hate how that you can't shift, and I hated teams that shifted. So like it's one of those things like I can't stand that they can't shift anymore. But I never liked the teams. I actually got more mad at the players. Like, everybody's over on the right side of the field. Like, just come on. Hit the ball over.
Lay down a fucking bunt. Lay down a bunt, man. Let them know. Yeah. Get in their head and say, listen, you want to shift me, motherfucker? I'm going to lay down a bunt.
You can't
3 out of the next 4 bats.
And then but I hate analytics.
The dollar hot dog night, yeah. There's no more dollar hot dogs, man. Yeah.
Like the Twins, Rocco Baldelli. I just call him Blocko. Like, I just think he's a dumbass. Like, if he got into it with Sonny Gray a few times last year. The guy's cruising. Nobody's touching his stuff. He's in the 7th inning. His pitch counts at like 82, 83 pitches. And a guy nubs one off the end of the bat, gets to first base, and out comes Blocko, pulls him out of the game, and blows it in the bullpen. Like, let the dude throw. This is your horse. And I just freaking hate it. And I hated it when it was when they had the shift, because I watched them have routine double plays, and they either look like elite all-stars pulling that double play out of their ass, or they missed it and they just got a single out. Well, we were at where they hit the ball. Yeah, you missed a double play, jackass, because you weren't playing double play depth. Like, I hate analytics. I can't stand that coaching side of it.
I can't stand that either, man. Last year at the playoffs, there was so many times where it was just like, just let the pitcher finish the inning, and they would pull them out, and it would be such a horrible mistake. I get like, left-handed, right-handed, all that stuff. Analytics says this, but the guy's hot, man. Let him roll, dude.
But
let him fucking roll.
I always like the lefty specialist. That guy that would come in, throw 2 pitches, get a left-hander out, and go sit down. Like, all right. I always thought that was neat. How, they would, like, the guy that I remember is Dennis Reyes, and he'd throw up to, like, Jim Thome would come in. Now all of a sudden you got this left-handed sidearm singer.
Right. And it makes sense. Throw him off balance.
I loved it, but now there's no spot for that because he's got to pitch the 3 batters before he can pull him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care for that. I don't care if we can get the game done faster. I do like the pitch count. I wanted to hate it, but I do like that.
Yeah. I feel like last year in the playoffs, I think it was way too much analytics. I mean, if the guy's fucking throwing heat, let him fucking go, dude. I mean, like, I get it. You think that it's going to be a mix-up with the combination, but at the same sense, you have a guy that's doing good pitching. Why not just let him fucking pitch the inning?
Well, do you remember a few years ago, Madison Bumgarner, when he was with the Giants and he was just lights out? They couldn't touch him.
Mm-hmm.
He pitched like 3 games in the NLCS. Then he comes to the World Series, throws 2 games, like threw 8 innings in Game 6, then comes in and finishes Game 7 the very next day and throws like the last 2 or 3. Like, that's awesome. That's the stuff that I like about baseball is,
mm-hmm.
And I can't stand the Giants, but I just thought that was so amazing, like what he did. And maybe those stats are wrong, but I remember he came in and finished the game off because Kansas City couldn't hit him.
Well, like pitching a no-hitter with analytics, it's never going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's ever going to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
I hate when they make a big deal about a combined no-hitter. Shut up.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That's not a no-hitter.
Yeah, what the fuck? That's not a no-hitter, man. Yeah.
Well, they had a combined no-hitter. They did not. 6 pitches through the batters is what happened.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I think analytics is good in some sense, but it's rough in all other senses. What do you think of that, Ricky?
Reinvent the wheel.
Welcome. That's what I said. That's it.
So, analytics, yay or nay?
Definitely anti-analytics all the time, every time. Fuck that shit, man. You go listen. There's something to be said with going with your gut, dude. In life and in baseball, man. Just I don't want computers running anything I don't need them to. They already got enough control. Let go with your gut. You check the computers later after the game. Be like, oh, interesting stat, but don't do it in the fucking game.
Well, you can see when the guy's losing it. Like, you don't need to say, "Oh, he's at 86 pitches."
It's instinct.
Let's keep an eye on him. Like,
right. It's not like, oh, well, 80 pitches, let's get him out of there. No, dude, if he's fucking running hot, let him fucking roll, man.
Yeah.
Win the game, and that's that. You know what I mean? There's no need. Like, listen,
I don't like analytics either, and it's now bled into basically all our sports in some sense. But you see it in football too, and it's like, well, analytics would say, I don't want to hear what analytics I don't know if it was Han Solo or Indiana Jones or whoever the fuck it was that Harrison Ford played. Don't tell me the odds ever. I don't want to know. That's the hopeless romantic in me. I want to believe there's always a chance. Don't tell me, 98%. Don't tell me that shit. I don't want to know. I don't want to manifest it into my mind.
Some of the best movies is going against all odds. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we got this guy.
Yeah,
you didn't think he was going to do it?
Except for the ones airing our podcast. We love y'all. Ain't messing with you, Comcast. They'll start doing the Matrix shit on us.
Somebody just made a comment about AI. Could you just
scares the
fathom
shit
that.
out of me. Scares the shit out of me.
Where
And nothing in this
is,
world scares me.
Don't let AI play the game.
Amen,
That's what
sir.
it is.
Amen. That should be on a fucking t-shirt.
When the Twins had Ron Gardenhire, and I don't know if you guys remember who he was.
I
but
remember Ronnie Gardenhire. He was a long time there.
Yep. So Gardy, there were so many times like he'd get into it with an ump, and it would change the game. The crowd would get excited. The players would get going. You throw AI in there, and they never miss a call. You're gonna lose something. You're gonna lose that human feel.
The human element.
Yes.
The human element. Yes. Yes,
That's a really good
real.
point, man.
And it's real. And let's keep the human element real. There's too much of life where they're taking, I got this self-checkout everywhere the fuck I go. They wanted to, everything they want to do can do. I go to call somebody, I can't get a hold. Listen, keep the human fucking element, man. We're almost playing into their trap. It's like a bad sci-fi movie. And they're like, we're going to get them. These fucking idiots will just, listen, keep the human element in baseball and all sports and life. Stop making me do self-checkout. Check me the fuck out. Seriously.
Dude, when you get checkout and you go through like Walmart and you do self-checkout, do they check your bags?
Yes. On your way out the door.
They do it on one side of the state where we'll say there's more theft and crime, and the other side of the state they don't do it. And if anybody ever looked at my bag, I would say, if you got a problem with the way I bag my groceries, you can do it yourself. I'm walking out, and I do not consent to this search.
Yeah. Well, and I use that more as a metaphor, the whole self-checkout thing, to the point that I'm so tired of them wanting. Well, I saw the thing where there's no bartender. You go up, you put your card in, and it pours you out. Listen, I don't want to talk to the fucking wall. At a bar, but I want to talk to a bartender. I don't want an automatic sip pour or a self checkout or whatever. I don't want computers to do shit for me that I don't want them to do. This is cool. I like that we do a podcast on one, but don't take all our fucking little liberties away.
Well, every burger joint now, it's like you go there and you have to use your phone to order a burger. It's their display panel. It's so weird. I'm sitting there waiting for somebody to come by, and they're like, "Nah, man, just use the panel." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Pretty soon they're going to be like, tap the thing under your skin in your left wrist and control like that. They're like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck this shit, man. We got to stop this shit.
Oh, it's already on the run, man. There's no stopping.
Here we go. Yeah. The cannabis water's kicking in.
Proof?
What is that?
It's maple bacon proof syrup for my old fashioned. So you just pour whiskey in it. You pour a little bit of that.
What's your bourbon or whiskey or scotch of choice tonight?
Tonight it's 8 seconds.
I don't know that one.
No, do you know Black Velvet? It's in a plastic bottle, really high end, super popular.
I don't know it. Nope.
You don't know Black Velvet?
I'm pretty sure nobody knows Black Velvet in a plastic bottle there, buddy.
Okay, well, anyway, 8 seconds is like Black Velvet, but high end. It's like $38 a bottle. It's really good.
Nice.
Wait. Hold on a second here. He's drinking N.A. Bush, but then old fashioned. Am I getting this right?
I can drink more old fashions with Bush N.A.
Well played, sir.
Well played. All right.
Listen, I know what he means. DeeTer, we do this fucking podcast, right? Sometimes in this 1 hour, I drink 3 double IPAs, right? So when I get done, I call him coming in for a landing beer. I'll drink some PBR or Heineken Light or fucking Michelob Ultra just so I can keep having some beers. But I don't want to – listen, 3 double IPAs in an hour. I'm like, fuck, dude.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty potent. Yeah. I did the double nectar, and I'm killing this toxic.
What's that one at? What's that? 8-1?
Yeah, it's pretty potent. Yeah, and then I'm at the wit's end on it. Yeah, it's about done.
Yeah, I just drank that fucking beer. These two greens,
I didn't think
very
it would be
green,
that good, man.
Huh?
I said I didn't think that matcha tea beer was going to be that good, man. It's
good beer.
It's pretty solid. Yeah.
Yeah. Abomination kicks ass, man. Josh and the crew up there put out great beers.
And all of Treehouse Green Series, dude, you can't. Like they're one of my favorite beers, man. I every time I've been up to Massachusetts and I go to Treehouse, if they have Very Green on tap, yeah, that's my go-to. I'm definitely getting it.
On tap? What do you mean? You don't take the cans of it?
Oh yeah, I do. But like they always have like all these like different beers they come out with and such, like Database or but Very Green is my favorite.
It might be the best one they put out, in my humble opinion.
It's good.
And that's a bold statement. That's like saying, Michael Jordan's the best basketball player ever. Somebody's gonna be like, well, it's LeBron, or it's Kobe, or it's Durant. But does it same Very Greens for me is the best IPA in the world? I'm putting a fucking stamp on that shit. I paid my dues as a craft beer drinker. That means something that I say that.
So, we got any sports award to talk about?
Yeah. Also, we didn't talk any 76ers who are like sinking like a fucking brick.
Right.
Listen, Joel, I know you had an injury. Guess what? That's an injury that for a lot of guys, that's a 2-3 week injury. This guy wants to sit out 2.5, 3 fucking months. I love you, Joel, but you're soft as fucking Sherman, dude. Man the fuck up. And get the fuck back, dude. This team's sinking like a fucking brick without him. They're 3-7 in the last 10.
Here's the thing, man. If you want a championship, right now is to do it. Don't do it. Wait for another year or two. Be like, this is it, man. You got Maxey fucking on fire. You got a good bench. Like,
shout out to dude. Good point, man.
It makes no sense.
Point.
If you want that fucking trophy, this is it right now. There's no better opportunity.
Shout out to one of my coworkers earlier, Peyton, that I work with, me and I were talking about the 76ers, and they're saying, hey, listen, Joel Embiid ain't coming walking through that door anytime soon. Man the fuck up. If you guys want to stay in this playoff race, you're going to have to win it without him. Stop the crying. Go get the fucking job done. You brought in Buddy Hield, Kyle Lowry. You got Maxey out there. They got to figure out a way where you guys can win games consistently and man the fuck up and do it. Because listen, Joel Embiid ain't coming walking through that door anytime soon. Seriously, you're probably still looking at almost 2 months away before he does that. That is an eternity when the Eastern Conference is this tight.
Isn't there only like? Now, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but like I hate the NBA. I'll say it.
I totally understand why.
I get it.
I hate it too. I watch it.
But isn't there only like 4 teams that don't make the playoffs now?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's like just seem like the NHL.
Five teams. 5 teams don't.
Well, because you got the play-in tournament, which is fucking corny as shit. It's like you don't have to earn a playoff spot anymore, guys. We're going to give everybody a trophy. This year, this play-in tournament this year. Oh, LeBron. Are you kidding me? That fucking joke of a fucking mockery of the game. Oh, we're putting an extra championship in the season so we can give LeBron another one before he goes because he won't catch Michael. Get the fuck out of here. This is like an everybody gets a trophy kind of thing. Is that where we're at now in society? Hey, everybody wins, guys. What the fuck, man? Earn that shit. That's my rant. That's a Ricky rant.
Rick.
Let's get it going. I'm trying. There it is.
We're going on a Ricky rant. We're going on a Ricky rant. We're going on a Ricky rant.
That shit cracks me the fuck up every time.
See, now I like tournaments when it's in soccer, when it's like different teams from different
Yes,
divisions going
I
against
agree.
each other and shit. Like England goes against Germany or Spain.
And
like different
same like
fucking
I love
things.
March Madness and Field of 64, but don't do it in my pro sports. Like, you know.
Right, exactly. You're going to do a tournament within the regular season with the regular season guys. What kind of fucking tournament is that? That's season. It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
You know, I wonder, I was thinking about this the other day when you talk about the NBA. I almost wonder if my disdain for the NBA is really more driven by how athletic and talented the players have become. You know, Steph Curry shoots, if he's inside the half court line, he's open. You know, I mean, it's a good shot, and some of the stuff the guys can do is just incredible. You know, you go back, I really wonder if you, but I can't stand how soft it is. Like, I miss the physicality of the 80s and 90s.
They stopped Steph Curry being in the 3-point shooting because he is just that good that he's going to fucking win every goddamn time. You know what I mean? Like,
he was in it this year. He was in it this year.
Yeah.
Oh, because
just like 2 weeks ago.
Yep. I didn't see it. I didn't watch it. My bad.
I remember.
But normally he's not in it.
Was a really good 3-point shooter, and she shot against him, and he beat her only by because she was like, "I can beat you." I beat her, and then he made that fucked up comment, and I didn't think it was fucked up. Super sensitive America did. You know, everybody's got their fucking nuts clipped off. Yeah, he said joking around. He said a comment, and they went, "Oh my god, I can't believe he said that." Like, relax.
Wow.
I'm not going to say it. I mean, you can look it up.
Okay.
It was at the All-Star break. I'm
not going to say it because the years past, like they kind of like kept him out of it, man, because like he would always fucking kill it. But yeah,
listen, I gotta agree. The NBA is honestly, it's a Mickey Mouse league. It's a fucking joke. I don't respect a lot, but I watch it because I love the game of basketball. So I'll watch it. I'll root my Sixers. But yeah, the games listen, everything is a fucking foul now. Basketball in the '90s was I think the pinnacle. It was great basketball. You still be physical. You earned your 2 points. When you went down in the low blocks in the paint, you earned your 2 points. Nowadays, a guy runs by you and your jersey brushes against his, it's a fucking foul. I can't stand it.
But they took out, Shaquille O'Neal in the late 90s. They said, okay, you can't play with your back to the basket anymore.
I love the way Shaq played.
But now Shaq would be out bombing threes.
No, no.
But no, I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Like the center.
I do know what you're saying. Well, the game has evolved.
You can't even dunk, dude. If you hold on the ring, it's like a foul, man. If you hold on to the rim, it's kind of strange, man. It's like they don't want that bottom.
I think it's changed.
I went to my third beer.
Taken away from it.
What you got there?
This is
West Coast Melt.
Monkish West Coast Melt. Now, this is a West Coast style IPA. Look, see the difference? I do not like this style anymore. Yeah. Now, DeeTer, Brett, me and DeeTer came up on this style. This was what we looked for. Listen, 9-10 years ago, this would have been the tits, dude. I would have been like, this is the greatest fucking IPA ever. Just like Hetty Topper. Great beers, but man, my palate and taste have changed. Now it's good, but it's not, what I want anymore.
Yeah, the West Coast style is more clear, very bitter,
tiny, resiny,
beer. Bitter. You don't have the citrusy fruit or whatever.
No.
You
get a lot of sharp.
I can actually connect really well with that. How your taste has changed. I used to drink a lot of Miller Lite. Now I drink Ultra.
That is a huge difference. That is you really, really taking big steps, kid.
So, yeah, I'm going really hoppy beer here.
There it is.
Yeah,
the banquet beer.
The banquet beer. Coors Original.
There she is. The red stripe of the Americas.
The hand grenade. The The golden bullet, if you would.
Cheers, sir.
Here's a question for you. Of something that I just found out. Do you know who the all-time NBA leader is in 3-point percentage?
In 3-point percentage.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, it'd be easy to say Curry, but it's probably not, right?
No, it's not. It's Steve Kerr.
Okay. Now, my question is, did he take as many as the number of shots taken? Was it as many as Curry?
Well, no, of course not. But he only played 18 minutes a game. Like,
true, but what I'm saying is, I think back then the game was more designed to filter it low and then kick it back out. And a lot of times the 13 and 15-foot jumper, which Michael would take, was his forte.
Yep, and the post players played with their back to the basket and could walk them down.
Yes,
and it was much more physical.
Right, exactly, and that's what I miss, a lot in the NBA now. It's so soft, and it's almost akin to what hockey's become. Not totally, but hockey is not now. Now they kind of phased out a little bit the fighting and the checking, the hard checking, phased it out a little bit. It's still there a little bit, but it's not nearly what it was in the 90s. And I think aspects of that game play a big part. It's not just it's fun. No, those things hold a part of the game. A fight can turn a game around. You get your team fucking jazzed up and they're going. You guys are lifeless before that. You get a good fight going on. You kick their toughest guy on their team's ass. Now it's your team's ready to go. They're jumping in. They're flying on their skates. Get a big hit. Nowadays it's European hockey. Everybody wants to fucking dance.
It goes hand in hand. Like you can have that finesse player, that top shot shooter, but you also have to have somebody that watches his back. So when you go and get that fast shooter and check him, you're going to have this guy that's going to fucking check you
Send
back.
a message. Send the fucking message. And that's the beauty of hockey. That's the romanticism of hockey. Is, okay, motherfucker, I see what you did. I don't need the ref to call anything. We're going to police the ice.
Right.
And I love that. And that's how that 90s hockey was. Seemed like 90s NBA. And then we got into this new kind of segment of the 2000s. And I'm not, listen, people are going to get mad at me for this. But I don't want to say the soccer moms or dads got a hold of the game. They're like, well, I don't like that they're fighting. Then don't watch the fucking game. Change the channel. No, it's too rough. Then don't watch it. I mean, let the games be what they are. Don't change it because you don't like it. Love it because the beautiful thing it is. And it's what I mean.
You could be a hockey player. You could be a figure four skater. It's one or the other, dude.
But not even that. There's nothing wrong with skating either. But that's not what I'm saying. I just let each sport be its own thing. Don't change it.
Hockey is hockey, dude. That's an aggressive sport.
So that's why let them fight. Let them check. Sport. Let the players police the ice.
Say what you will, man, but that's part of watching hockey. If there's no aggressive, no check-in, no fighting, then
have you ever seen anybody leave their seat during a fight?
No.
Me neither. You know why? Because it's one of the best parts of the game. Seriously, that's part of the game. It's part of the game, and they should leave it alone. Me and you were just talking the game against the Rangers the other day. What was the greatest part of that game? Was that huge heavyweight bout in the middle of the ice, and then both teams were so jazzed. It ended up it was 2-1, but it was a close game, and it was a fucking it jazzed up both teams.
If you watch a fight, everybody's like away from them because they're like, nah, I'm not gonna fuck with that shit. The dude was fucking rifling, and they pulled his shirt over the head and still beat the fuck out of him. Like, are you going to get in the middle of that? Because you're going to get fucking beat up too. I mean, that's probably what's going to happen. So let it go. Let it go. Even the refs let it go. It was impressive.
Well, yeah, of course. That's DeeTer. That's every fight ever in the NHL. That's just how it works.
Right.
Ain't nobody getting in there. They're like, all right, let them fight. We'll get them when they're done.
Yeah, we'll pick them up when they're done.
But listen, it serves a purpose. It's a big purpose in hockey. It's
Right.
it's very important. And same with the hitting. You gotta let them hit. You
Small
gotta let them
guy.
fight. That's hockey. This is not fucking soccer on ice.
The smaller guy beat up the bigger guy. That's probably going to check your fucking star player. So it worked out well for the Flyers.
Well, not really, because we fucking lost the game. But I know
I
what
was
you're
on
saying.
at one point. Yeah,
Yeah, I feel
you gotta
you.
take your shots.
Amen. Listen, that's why fighting serves a purpose in hockey. Leave it the fuck alone. Listen, I like to live by adages and cliches, if you would. Listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And hockey wasn't broke. Neither was baseball.
Now, I wonder if there's analytics in hockey. Is there much analytics in hockey?
That shit has infected everything around. It's like the Matrix in the computer system. Get ready. They're getting ready to shut us down. That was it. I made the comment. Get ready. We're going to get shut down. It's just going to freeze now. That's what happens when they change something.
Oh, shit. Well, we hit the 1 hour mark, guys. Thank you all for joining the show. Brett, you're a wizard with the darts, buddy. Love
Great hanging out with you, Brett.
DeeTer, take care, bro.
Great to see you, Big Cat.
You too, man. Thanks for watching the show. Everybody take it easy, all right?
Peace.
Later.